First in the snowboard cross mixed team event, then in the mixed team skeleton, in what is the most successful single day ever at a Winter Games for Great Britain. Also on the programme, the remarkable bravery of sexual abuse survivor Giselle Pellico, who shares her story of strength and hope. And health officials raise the alarm about a fast-spreading measles outbreak.
This is ITV News with Shehab.
Good evening. It's been a golden day for Team GB in a stunning double triumph on the snow and ice as Britain celebrated its most successful single day ever at the Winter Games. 2 gold medals in a matter of hours after Charlotte Banks and Hugh Nightingale powered to victory in the snowboard cross mixed team event, followed by Matt Weston and Tabby Stoker, who went on to win gold in the mixed team skeleton. It takes Team GB's gold medal tally to 3, the highest in its Winter Olympic history. Chris Scudder reports on a day of drama, dominance and history.
It'll go down as Britain's Winter Olympic Super Sunday when 2 gold medals came along on the same day. For more than 100 years of trying, the Brits had only ever won 1 gold at any single Games. But now, all records were about to be broken.
Great Britain goes wild for gold!
Joy among the British contingent and a glorious moment for 30-year-old Banks, who competed for France in both 2014 and 2018. But since switching allegiance to Britain, she has not looked back alongside an overjoyed Hugh Nightingale. The pair were world champions 3 years ago, now history makers as Britain's very first Olympic champions on snow.
Sadly, I like to drink a bit too much, so there might be quite a big celebration, and my friends from back home are here and my family, and yeah, they know me, and I love a good celebration.
Jerome, my coach, just said, go out there and have fun, keep a smile on your face.
Sport.
They claim the gold medal for Great Britain with another new track record!
It feels surreal, to be honest, to have 2 of these Olympic gold medals now, just from one Olympics. It's not something it was obviously something I wanted, but not something I expected coming into this Games.
To have an Olympic gold medal in the mixed team event with Matt just feels really, really special.
And with that came history. 3 British gold medals in 1 Winter Olympics. The records just keep on coming. Chris Scudder, ITV News.
That historic double lifts Team GB up the medals table. It also means that Matt Weston is now our most decorated Winter Olympian, alongside Lizzie Yarnold. Team GB is now in 12th place. The hosts, Italy, are in 2nd place with 8 golds, and it's Norway who are at the top with 12 gold medals. Giselle Pellico has opened up about the decade-long ordeal she endured. She has become an international symbol of defiance and bravery after she survived unimaginable and horrific crimes. Giselle was drugged and raped by her ex-husband and sexually assaulted by many other men. There are some distressing details in our report from Philip Syme, who has her story of strength and hope.
The horror which was inflicted upon Giselle Pellico is matched only by her heroism. For a decade, she was raped by her husband Dominique and abused by dozens of other men he recruited online. Sedated at night and increasingly confused during the day, she was unaware.
I couldn't remember that I'd been to the hairdresser. It was only the next day that I realized I had. And when I called my children, it was the same. I didn't remember our conversations. I thought I was seriously ill.
His sick crimes were brought to the attention of France and the world by Giselle Pellico's decision to waive her right to anonymity, showing her face in court while those accused of abusing her hid theirs. Among them, a nurse, a plumber, a grandfather.
Victims always feel shame about what happened to them. I told myself that if I opened the closed-door proceedings, the shame would change sides.
a decision which saw her become a figurehead in the fight against sexual violence and led to landmark reforms to France's law on rape. Every step on her path to justice, lined by those inspired by her courage.
I was always wondering what my mission on earth was, why I had been born. I think my mission was to give others hope, that even after hardship, you can rise again and choose happiness.
Giselle Pellicot says she cannot find forgiveness for the man she once loved, but beginning a new relationship, she has found a way to love again. Philip Syme, ITV News.
The FBI gave an update today on the search for 84-year-old Nancy Guthrie as investigators continue looking for her. They claimed a glove containing DNA found about 2 miles from the home of the missing mother of the Today Show host Savannah Guthrie appears to match one worn by a masked person seen at her front door the night she disappeared. The Prime Minister is coming under pressure tonight to investigate whether there are links between his government and a prominent think tank which has been accused of paying a PR firm to investigate journalists reporting on its funding. I'm joined by our political correspondent Carl Dillon. Carl, what's the background on this and how significant is it?
Well, this involves the Labour Together think tank, which was in very many ways the launchpad for Keir Starmer's leadership of the Labour Party and was once run by his recently departed Chief of Staff, Morgan McSweeney. The Sunday Times says that Labour Together hired this US firm to investigate 2 of its top reporters after they had written a report about Labour Together's funding, and that the report that was produced then formed the basis of a smear campaign against the journalists. The paper says it has now seen this report, this dossier that was put together by the US firm, and it contains a number of deeply personal and false claims, in particular about their Whitehall editor Gabriel Pogrund, and suggestions even that some of the reporting was influenced by the Kremlin. Now, this is all particularly damaging because at the time this report was commissioned, Labour Together was being run by Josh Simons. He is now a minister in the Cabinet Office. He says that he did commission a report into a hack of information from Labour Together, but that report went way beyond anything that he had ever asked for. That said, tonight the Conservative Party and a number of Labour MPs are calling on the party to investigate Labour Together and the party's links to it.
Carl, thank you very much. A number of children in London have needed hospital treatment after a fast-spreading measles outbreak. The UK Health Security Agency has reported 34 lab-confirmed cases, but more than 60 are suspected overall. Mahathir Pasha reports from the hotspot in Enfield.
At this borough in North London, there is concern. 7 schools and a nursery have reported more than 60 suspected cases of a highly contagious viral illness, which recently the UK was considered as being free from.
We've received an email from my younger one's school. They said there's an outbreak of measles.
Of course, I'm worried. I got kids and they go to school.
Measles can start out like a cold before bringing on a rash. Normally, the condition clears up within 7 to 10 days. However, in some serious cases, it can lead to blindness and seizures, and rarely, death. Authorities in the borough are on high alert.
Yeah, there are no real borders on things like this. You know, if you don't get it sorted, eventually, you run the risk of it spreading. And it's so preventable, we can stop it by getting vaccinated. That is the only way to stop the spread.
The issue here is a low uptake. The latest data shows only 65.8% of children under 5 in Enfield have the measles, mumps and rubella inoculations. That is lower than the 83.9% in England. The World Health Organization recommends at least 95% of children should receive both doses of the jab to achieve herd immunity.
There is a huge amount of inaccurate information relating to measles vaccine, the MMR. We know that the vaccination is safe. In the UK alone, since 1988, it's prevented about 20 million cases of measles and about 4,500 deaths.
The borough is ramping up its vaccination drive, and the government is expected to launch a campaign next week to counter vaccine scepticism. But with measles cases on the rise, authorities will need to act fast. Mahathir Pasha, ITV News.
And finally, there's one resident of 10 Downing Street that has stayed the same for the last 15 years. was brought in to clean out rats and has gone on to achieve worldwide fame. Battersea Cats and Dogs Home paid tribute, saying, "We're so proud of how far you've come since your Battersea days, Larry." And that's it for tonight. From all the team here, good night.